again and welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host Jason McNeil and this is Cup of Joe Canada. Now today on the show, I'd like to discuss pedestrian safety. Why would I want to discuss pedestrian safety? Well, there's actually been a staggering number of pedestrian deaths in Toronto this year. It's 38 so far and counting. I mean, it's only July, right? And 38 people have been hit by vehicles and killed. That sounds crazy to me. So first thing I want to discuss is, the idea, because I think this is being turned into something where it's, the cyclists versus the pedestrians, the cyclists and pedestrians versus the motorists, and they're trying to divide us up again, and I don't like it, right? So this is what I think the media is going to push for, is to be like motorists versus pedestrians, and it doesn't have to be that way, right? Realistically, as a motorist, I'm also a pedestrian. I ride a bike, so I'm also a cyclist. I do all of the things and I want to be able to do all of them safely. So when I'm in my car, I'm not like the enemy of a pedestrian. And when I'm walking, I'm not the enemy of someone in a car. I feel like we get these sort of images of what each group represents, right? Like the person in the car represents someone who doesn't care about the environment and whose time is more important than my life. And all that, it's not true. But I understand how we can get worked up, when you almost have a close call or something. And immediately you're going to think, hey, that car could have killed me, and it becomes a very, huge issue. This is also, I think, where road rage comes from, right? Because when someone almost hits you in a car, or it becomes a bigger deal. I don't know how to explain it, right? Like your safety becomes something that agitates you because, maybe that person isn't always doing it on purpose. That's what I'm trying to get at. Right? My first instinct as a driver when someone cuts me off is that guy did that to me because he, thinks that I can't do anything. Or it's not true though, right? Take a breath. Maybe the guy didn't see you. Maybe the guy is just not paying enough attention. Still a terrible thing. Not necessarily something to get mad about. So I think we got to sort of cool our jets and understand that we're all people. We all want to be able to traverse the city safely. So recently there was an initiative and it was aimed at pedestrian safety, and John Tory, the mayor, sent a bunch of police out to police the intersections, and there was a bunch of pedestrians that kind of got their feathers in a ruffle or got up in arms because they were being reprimanded by the police, and the police were yelling at them and whatever. Here's the thing, they weren't following the rules of the road, right? Now you can be, all like, I hate people in cars and it doesn't matter. You still as a pedestrian have to follow the rules of the road. Cyclists have to follow the rules of the road. Now, just so everyone's aware, I'll say this right now. Drivers are the most infuriating of the three groups. No questions asked. As a driver, the other drivers infuriate me more, and I'm sure as a pedestrian and cyclist, same deal goes. Cyclists, I think, break the rules the most. Point blank, that's all. They break the rules the most because they don't seem to care, and they're not licensed, and there's nothing to sort of register them, so why should they care, right? They do whatever they think is safe, and they just go about their way. Pedestrians are the most entitled, but they're the most sort of at risk. So again, the safety of a pedestrian is what? Their concern, first and foremost, right? It has to be. Safety of you as a pedestrian has to be on you. So while they were getting all up in arms because, oh, no, why are you yelling at me? The truth is they didn't know the rule. The truth is they didn't know the flashing hand means don't enter the intersection, right? That means it's time for you to stop entering the intersection, make it across as fast as you can, or in this amount of time, and then cars have to make right turns and such. Now, I know people will be like, wait a minute, why is your right turn more important than my safety? It's not, but I have to be able to make it at some point, right? I can sit at the line as a driver and allow you guys to cross as much as you need to, but at some point, there has to be a break. I frequently drive downtown, and I'll tell you this, when I'm making a right turn at a busy intersection, I'm never concerned about how fast I can make the right turn. I'm concerned about the safety of I don't want to hit someone. In fact, you think any of the drivers that have hit pedestrians so far woke up in the morning, were like, I'm going to go hit me a pedestrian? No, I don't want to hit someone, but they're not paying attention to the signals. And when they run into the road, as I think it's safe to go because they're not supposed to be entering the road, this is what I worry about. And it can be very nerve-wracking. And I know this may not concern you. You might be like, well, whatever, you're in your car, you'll be fine. That's true. But if I was to hit someone and they were to be injured or, God forbid, killed, I don't know what I would do with myself. Again, it's not just about me getting somewhere quickly as I can, right? But the truth is, if we want to all be safe, we all have to obey the rules of the road. The more the cars obey the rules of the road, the safer everyone is. The more the bikes obey the rules of the road, the safer everyone is. And the more the pedestrians obey the rules of the road, the safer everyone is. Again, footnote on the end, as a pedestrian, you are more at risk. If the car hits the pedestrian dies. This is why when I was in grade 1, they always, or even kindergarten, look both ways before crossing the street. Not because it's the car's world and I have no right to cross the street. No, just because if that guy's not paying attention, I'm dead. And if I'm not paying attention, I'm dead. So hopefully we're both paying attention, but crucially for me, I gotta pay attention. Coincidentally, 60% of the people who have been hit and killed are seniors. Now, whether that means, it was more difficult for them to see, maybe they were out at, earlier hours when it's darker, I don't know. I don't have the numbers on that. But again, it is a staggering number of people. 38 is way too much. And, you can blame who you want, but the truth is we'll all be better off if we don't fight about it and we kind of figure out a way to do it together, to make the roads safer and, more efficient for cars, bikes, and for people, obviously. That's how I feel. Again, I'd love to know how you guys feel. The website is cupofjoecanada.com, and you can always hit me on Twitter at cupofjoecanada.